I didn't start it. They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. You know, that's something. I'm not a troublemaker.
Versus Styles P.
You don't got enough catalog for that. I don't want nobody to think that anything that I've done was me starting. That was just me being asked a question and me answering as a man, even from the beginning.
To be out of business weatherman after August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but I should don't go that fast on business.
I think Jim was trolling. So I don't have much to say about it because I don't believe that Jim Jones believes that he's a better rapper than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P. Yeah, I think he's an icon in terms of the fashion shit. And yeah, but we got to stop the training somewhere.
Man, I didn't know how many people love Nas. But even, and I'm watching people go absolutely back shit crazy. Like, oh, dirt.
You gotta do is pull up here. You know, you wanna join me? Pull up and join me. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here, you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, pull up. No, what's up? 211, never.
Styles P didn't just clap back, he detonated. Every line landed like a warning shot aimed straight at the heart of the game. No filter, no sugarcoating, just pure, uncut truth. But let's be honest, every path in this story leads right back to Jim. The man moves like he's still got something to prove, like every verse, every post, every outfit got to scream relevance. From fiery interviews to flashy flexes and slick subliminals, Jim's been doing overtime. And now, that same energy's boomeranging right back his way. 4 years, Jim Jones has been on that non-stop grind, hustling to evolve from Harlem street legend to full-fledged businessman, even dabbling in fashion mogul dreams.
Business weatherman after August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but I should don't go that fast on business. But anyway, I just want to say, after August 3rd, I'm going to be the new weatherman. If I ain't going to be in, Kiss is going to fill in, or we're going to have to do this shit together. But August 3rd, after August 3rd, no more weatherman from Capo. It's over. You gotta do is pull up here. You know, you wanna join me? Pull up and join me. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here, you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit.
Yeah. We're here, baby, pull up.
No, what's up?
211, never here.
No, what's up, y'all?
You know what I mean? We're here, baby. J1 pulling up. He went home. You know, after the gym, he wanna go get fleet. All you gotta do is pull up. 211, never here. Get checked out. And everything else will fall in line after that. I'm out here with the legends, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, man,
you
right.
see it, man. OG Prince, man, one of the most solid individuals ever touched the universe.
Right.
And we keep it solid, we keep it real, original over here, 100%. You see who pulls up? The real ones. And we keeping it solid. That's all we do over here. No extra bullshit. If you ain't coming on that type of time, stay where you at. Get your prostate checked, get you a juice.
But somewhere between the grind and the glow-up, the whispers started. The same streets that once crowned him started questioning the crown. Was a Harlem grit still in him, or did he swap it out for online validation? Because lately, the hustle's been feeling less like hunger and more like theater. And trust, people are noticing. That's the exact energy Jadakiss and Styles P came with. Raw, fearless, and aimed with surgical precision. They didn't need to name drop.
P, let's talk about it. Versus started out as how much body of work you got, how many dope-ass singles you got, right? Then it grew and progressed into having levels to this shit. It's sort of like boxing. You think you're gonna mash somebody the out until them lights come on, it's a different story. Styles P said, I'm a barsmith. It's levels to this shit. Meaning, look, I can go on my bag with singles, but I can also go on my bags with body and shit. As far as freestyles. Can Jim Jones do that? Maybe he can. Have people seen Jim Jones do that? No, they haven't. Because like I said, once you get under them bright lights, like a boxer, it's a different...
The message cut through clear as day. The shade was so sharp you could feel the room shift. When Styles said, "You can't buy street credit. You earn that." It wasn't just a line. It was a straight-up hit to Jim's pride. No matter how flashy the jewelry or how many hits he stacks, he can't replicate the respect Jada and Styles carved out through decades of real grind. That bar hit different because it came from men who walk the life others only rap about. Jim's been moving like a man starving for validation, chasing titles, screaming King of New York, and diving into drama just to keep his name trending. What used to be hunger turned into obsession, and it's written all over his moves. Ever since the Locks humbled Dipset on that Verzu stage, Jim's been acting more salted and self-aware. Instead of taking that loss like a man and bouncing back, he's been tossing shade, dropping subliminals, and rewriting history like we didn't all witness Dipset collapse in real time. That night cemented it. Jadakiss single-handedly carried the crown, proving one man could outshine an entire squad. That's when everyone realized who really runs New York. Now, Jada and Styles are just serving a reminder that Throne was never Jim's to begin with. Their latest shots weren't random. They were calculated, calling him out for doing too much, juggling rapper, influencer, and boss energy like it's performing for clicks. And honestly, it's starting to show. The charisma feels scripted, the hustle too polished, the street talk too rehearsed. Styles didn't sugarcoat it either. In his interview, he straight up said Jim's vibe feels fake. And when someone cut from the same concrete says that, it means the streets already caught the scent of Cap. Because let's be real, Jim's name was built off Harlem concrete, not corporate branding.
Jones.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he's been in a few fights.
Has he won any?
I believe so.
Oh, really? Which one?
They say he beat up...
Baby mama, something like that?
Nah, he beat up dude at the restaurant.
Who, the cook?
Let's see.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
You don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
You know, he claims the blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims the blood.
What is your relationship with social media right now?
I expect that. Whether you do something good or whether you do something bad, they're going to talk negative about you. They're going to try to downplay your accomplishment no matter who you are, things like that. But it's cool. I know that I'm great at a lot of things that people would love to be great at. I accepted that a long time ago in life. You know, that's not going to stop my greatness. I'm going to continue to excel in who I am. I'm comfortable with that. You dig? Like, I've never seen somebody hate and do the same thing across that line of discretion. So it's like, yo.
In that moment, though, that you're saying this thing with Nas, do you know this is going to be a clip?
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you just bugged out. You went way beyond the the line of discretion with this one. This one is
because you're just like a badass kid acting up.
Yeah, I know how to go viral. This is easy. We're in an easy society. If you like me, don't like me, know who I was, and now find out who I was, one click away from making me some money. You know what I mean? Like, this is entertainment.
Yeah.
Stop being so serious. Loosen up a little bit.
His rep came from corners, not carpets. He was stamped by the blocks that raise him. So when Styles says the authenticity's gone, that's not just beef, that's a reality check. Once upon a time, Jim had the presence, the grit, the edge that made him undeniable. But somewhere between the brand deals, photo ops, and rented flexes, that realness disappeared. He traded street respect for digital validation, and the streets never forget when one of their own goes Hollywood. Jadakiss and Styles P aren't coming from a place of hate. This ain't no petty rap scuffle. This is about principles, plain and simple. These are men who carve their names into hip-hop history off truth and consistency, not off hashtags and hype. No gimmicks, no filters, just pure lyricism that's aged like fine wine. So when they see Jim chasing virality instead of legacy, you can't blame them for calling it out. Jim's busy jumping from drill to trap to TikTok freestyles trying to stay lit. Meanwhile, the Locks are the flame. They've always set the temperature, not followed it. And the streets? They feel that difference instantly. Real ones can always sense when the authenticity's fading. Jim's whole presence lately feels too airbrushed, too brand-ready. The real turning point came when he started hitting podcasts talking like he runs New York, while confidence for someone still standing in the shadows of men who built that very crown. The backlash was swift and savage. Clips flooded timelines, fans clowning the delusion, reminding him who really paved the way. Jada didn't even need to clap back right away. His silence alone spoke volumes. And when he finally did respond, it was surgical precision, no yelling, no theatrics, just truth. Because let's be honest, you don't crown yourself elite. Your catalog does it for you. Song after song, year after year. That's why when Jada said, "Numbers don't lie," the city collectively nodded. It felt like a rerun of the Verzu's massacre, only this time, it was digital. Then Styles twisted the knife deeper, dropping that bomb. If you gotta tear others down to lift yourself up, you were never solid to begin with. That hit like gospel, stripping away the ego, exposing what's real. By then, this wasn't even beef anymore. It was a statement, a masterclass in credibility. Jim might have the flash, the fit, the filters, but Jada and Styles got time, scars, and truth. They never had to chase the King of New York label. The culture handed it to them because they earned it bar for bar. Meanwhile, Jim's still sprinting after validation like it's oxygen. The work ethic's still there, but the hunger feels performative now. And that's why this clash cuts deep.
He need to go on a diet. He need to get his life together. He need to go to the doctor and get a physical. He looked terrible, bad body, back ass. He look big around the neck, waist look crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He need to go get his shit together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something. You heard? Especially for extremely happy today. I'm extremely happy of what I've accomplished, who I've become, what I've overcame, what I have the ability to do. And naturally, if you gonna talk about me, I'm gonna always talk my shit. You know, I know how this game. And that's all so I always gotta give credit to where credit is due and shit like that. It would be no Jim Jones. Get upset, it's gonna be a real problem. I was the CEO of Diplomats. I made Diplomats with him. I was with him for every bit of his journey. I held him down. I took that position of holding him. Ace taught me how to rap, and Cam always made sure I was on every single album he had. He was like, boy, once you figure out how to rap the same way you act in these streets, it's gonna work for you. Just keep going. I do my interviews. I'm very real with myself. You know what I mean? Like, I know the whole playing field. Like, people get this picture painted like I'm from the real bottom of nothing. I've been traveling on the train since I've been 8 and 9. I've been telling people this for years. Like, I'm a real anomaly. Like, I'm different in New York City. I was a man long before.
It's not just rap. It's a mirror. Authenticity versus image. And everybody watching already knows who's real. On that IG Live, Styles P didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said it plain. Some rappers spend more time performing for Instagram than performing for the streets. And everyone watching instantly knew who that dot was for. Jim's image has turned into a luxury billboard. Loud, logoed out, polished, but missing the raw heartbeat that once made him magnetic. Then came Jada, cool as ever, dropping that bomb. We don't compete with antics. We compete with bars. That line hit harder than any diss. While Jim's out striking poses in boutiques, the LOX are still feeding the trenches with lyrics that move souls, not algorithms. And fans can feel that divide growing. Some still defend Jim, calling it evolution, but most see the switch up for what it is. They miss that Harlem hunger, the unfiltered grit that once made every bar feel lived in. Nobody's denying his hustle, but when every rollout looks like a marketing plan instead of a mission, the streets disconnect. Especially when you're standing next to lyrical giants like Jada and Styles, who stayed untouchable for decades without needing stunt. What makes it worse is Jim brushing it all off with laughs, like it's entertainment. But Jada and Styles, they are dead serious. This isn't clout chasing, it's calling out a code violation. Once Jim started sliding in slick disses, the vibe shifted from friendly competition to public reality check. And instead of humility, Jim doubled down, claiming they're just jealous as up. But up where? Jada's got timeless plaques, verses in rap history books, and respect stamped by the culture. Styles? He's got balance, running businesses, mentoring artists, and still dropping heat. That's real wealth. Meanwhile, Jim's chasing hashtags, flipping trends like it's hustle currency. The LOX see through it, and so do the people watching. Jim used to embody Harlem, raw, loud, and unapologetically authentic. But even his own core fans are whispering now, saying he's leaning too heavy into gimmicks. Like he forgot rule number 1 in hip-hop, you can't fake real. Jada and Styles don't have to perform authenticity. They are it. So when Jim tries to rewrite history, acting like that Versus massacre never happened, it just looks desperate. Because the world saw it live. The footage is forever. That night wasn't just a loss, it was a cultural lesson. Jada ran that stage solo, commanding the MIC like a general who'd been built for battle. The LOX was sharp, in sync, disciplined. Every word hit like a blade. Dipset? Total chaos. Miscues, forgotten lyrics, no chemistry. Jim keeps spinning it as fun, but nobody's buying that PR version. Styles nailed it when he said, "You can't rewrite what the crowd already witnessed." That wasn't just truth. That was history. Because this whole thing, it's bigger than one clash. It's about legacy, consistency, and code. The LOX never switched up. Their bars still echo pain, pride, and purpose. Meanwhile, Jim's juggling fashion, crypto, and content like music's a side hustle. But the streets remember everything. Followers fade, views drop, but once you lose respect, that's forever. And right now, the streets are unanimous. Jim shining bright, but is hollow inside. All flash, no feeling. Meanwhile, Jada's still out here doing what he's always done, dropping bars that shake timelines without a teaser, rollout, or PR plan. Just pure skill and presence. And that's the difference. What Jada and Styles are putting on display right now isn't nostalgia. It's a masterclass in longevity. They are not chasing algorithms or begging for viral moments. They are showing what happens when you build your career on authenticity. Their verses still sound like truth, not trends. And that's why decades later, they're not just relevant, they're revered. Styles sum it up in one brutal line. Some of us built bridges, others built brands. And he wasn't lying. Because while Jim's been hustling to turn his name into a logo, fashion, sponsorships, endorsements, none of it sticks if the music doesn't move people. And lately, that's the issue. The drip's loud, but the lyric's light. The shine's there, but the soul's missing. Instead of giving fans a verse that hits the way Bolin once did, he's giving them outfit reels and captions. That's influencer energy, not hip-hop. Flash fades fast. Substance, that's forever. And right now, that's a real divide.
Jim Jones, Nas wasn't even a debate. Nas is a legend. Nas put in work. Nas's lyrics. Jim's not even fucking close. The shit Jim says doesn't even make sense compared to what Nas has done for our culture. Hip hop, don't you stupid motherfucker. No, you dumb, idiotic, want to be entertained. Are you crazy? You don't play with someone's legacy like this. Y'all know it's not even close. I had to Source magazine. I did amazing shit. I helped a lot of you motherfuckers. Whose career, and believe me, it's not like it was just me, but I had a hand in helping the culture progress, move forward, grab this in the street to help put a light on myself, Big Bass, and the rest of the crew. I've never seen more clown shit in my life. Ain't no fucking way. Now we're gonna start taking real legends and legacies, and we're gonna start taking it with this foolishness right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. You can't play with legacies like that. You can't play with Nas's name and his body of work like that. Everybody knows that Jim Jones catalog ain't got nothing to do with Nas. Why are we even entertaining?
Legacy versus likes, grit versus gloss. Then came the breaking point, when Jim had the nerve to claim he's more relevant than Nas. That's when the internet exploded. Fans dragged him left and right, saying, "Be for real, go study Nas, don't compare yourself to him." That wasn't just shade. That was a cultural backlash. Because that one line didn't just disrespect Nas or Jada, it disrespected hip-hop itself. It showed how the game's been warped by viral addiction. Too many rappers chasing attention instead of artistry. Too many fans confusing buzz with greatness. Somewhere along the way, the craft got traded for clicks, and that's the part that hurts. Now word on the street is Jim's cooking up a response, a diss track aimed squarely at Jada and Styles. But here's the real question. Does he really want that smoke? Because this isn't a PR stunt or IG beef. This is lyrical warfare. You step to the LOX, you better come armed with precision. Jada's pen is surgical, undefeated since the mixtape era. Styles? He's a silent killer, steady, sharp, and deadly with every line. If Jim's not coming with a verse that can shake the room, this response could end up being his biggest cell phone yet. One wrong move, and is trending for all the wrong reasons. Again, the thing is, the LOX don't play when it comes to bars. They move like assassins. No gimmicks, no theatrics, just skill. Every verse, every syllable, deliberate and dangerous. They've been doing this so long it's instinct. Some fans are hoping this clash sparks a lyrical renaissance, where rappers stop chasing attention and start chasing greatness again. But others know the risk, because this back and forth could expose just how wide the talent gap really is. Jada doesn't even have to respond unless he wants to. That's power, the kind that comes from years of dominance, not trending topics. And that's why Jim's next move could make or break him. One weak punchline, one force bar, and his comeback becomes another viral L. The internet doesn't wait for context. It just runs wild with whatever clip hits hardest. That's the new battlefield. No rules, no fairness, just noise. But while the KO spins, Jada and Styles stay grounded, crafting timeless music in silence. Legacy outlives clout, every time. And yeah, maybe this is entertainment, not warfare. But if Jim actually locks in and drops something real, something raw, heartfelt, and sharp, it could shift his entire narrative. This is his do-or-die moment. Because when you strip away the filters and the fame, hip-hop's still about the fundamentals: skill, heart, and truth. Back in the day, your pen was your passport. Respect wasn't brandyable. It was earned line by line. And now, the culture's watching to see if Jim remembers that. And that's exactly what Jada and Styles still represent: pure authenticity. Unshakable, grounded, real. They've never needed to bend for trends or fake their presence for relevance. And that's what makes Jim's current lane so confusing. He came from that same foundation: Harlem grit, loyalty, respect. But somewhere between the money and the media, he drifted. Maybe it was survival in a changing game. Maybe it was chasing visibility over value. Either way, he's now standing across from the same legend who defined the code he once lived by. And that's a battle no filters can win. Styles P nailed it perfectly when he said, "We stood tall when the game turned fake." That wasn't just a diss. That was gospel. A message to the whole culture that when the smoke clears, only the truth lasts. Because this isn't just about who's outside anymore. It's about who's real when the noise fades. Jim's moves lately feel less confident, more chaotic. You can see it in how fans react. Some still defend him, saying he's just evolving, but most are siding with the LOX because they never had to sell their souls to stay in the spotlight. They never switched their formula, never softened their bars, never begged for relevance. They stayed rooted, and the game respected it. But Jim, he's losing the same day ones who once screamed his name in the streets. That loyalty is starting to crack, and once the streets stop believing, it's over. People are looking back now, comparing the current Jim to the one they grew up with, the one who gave us We Fly High, the fearless Harlem hustler who brought energy, charisma, and raw ambition. That Jim didn't chase attention. Attention found him. He was the movement. But now, that fire's dimmed under layers of designer clothes, podcast clips, and PR stunts. The hustle's still there, but the hunger's gone. And that's why Jada and Styles' message cuts so deep. They are not coming from hate. They are coming from history. They earned the right to speak. So when they check Jim, it's not shade, it's a warning shot. A signal from the real ones to one of their own. Don't lose yourself chasing what you already had. That's not beef. That's brotherhood with a side of tough love. But now, Jim's got a choice to make. Every bar, every post, every flex is under the microscope. The culture's watching close. Is he gonna step up, drop something powerful, and reclaim his respect? Or keep dodging accountability with empty quotes and luxury selfies? Because at this point, the clock's ticking, and the crowd's losing patience. This moment right here decides how his story ends. Is he gonna remind the world that Harlem still runs in his blood? Or fade out as another rapper who traded bars for branding? That's the real question. So what do you think? Is Jim Jones just evolving with the times, or has he lost the essence that made him great? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned, because this chapter in hip-hop history is far from over. And trust, the next move could change everything.